after so long of promising, here is my ear tutorial. Let's get into it. Starting off with a list of everything you're gonna need. Okay, screenshot, pause, got it? So you're gonna make a template like this. I honestly just eyeball it, but generally you can put it up against the headband you're using and then see the shapes from there. You see what I mean? You can adjust your templates when you make other ears, like making them pointier so they look more fox or feline-esque, but for this video we're just gonna do puppy ears. You're gonna take that template and trace it onto EVA foam like this, and I stack it up so that I cut out 2 at a time, because I've just found it's easier and it's more symmetrical that way. Then I just trim accordingly so it's a bit smoother on the edges. And there you have it, you've got your 2 bases for inside the ears. To avoid confusion, I add an L symbol and R symbol for the left and right. So the general pattern is the back of the ear fur points upwards, and the inside of both the left and right fur points in the direction outwards. Also, I trace it a tiny bit bigger than the template. I do around like a centimeter or so bigger. This just makes the gluing process a lot easier because you can clean up some of the edges without the fur being too small. So once they're all traced and labeled accordingly, I snip away. Nice and gentle though. You want to snip as close as you can to the fabric and not the fur, because you might end up cutting too much of the fur off. Once they're all done, you're going to want to grab the back fur cutouts and the EVA foam bases as well. Time to glue them down. So get your hot glue gun and, yep, just do what I'm doing. And then they should look, something like this. Yeah. And now it's time to glue the wire down. This is going to be what helps you bend the ears into shape. So following the perimeter and doing about maybe 3 to 5 centimeters of wire hanging out the bottoms like this, you're going to hot glue them around the edges. To get the same length of wire, I just unfold the existing one that I just made and snip it from there. And now I've got equal size craft wire for each ear. Once they're stuck down and secure, we're going to grab the inside fur and glue them down. This part is pretty messy, and I generally just rely on my seam allowance to be able to let me glue, stick, snip until I'm happy with the shape. I also recommend using a marker that's close to the color of the ears you're making, because this green does stand out quite a lot, but I knew I was going to be covering it with airbrush paint anyway. Once they're glued and you're happy with how the seams look, it's time to shave the fur. I brush them to the direction that they follow and then part them into this kind of Grinch-looking beard thing, and I shave that top third off until it looks something like this. See, the vision's starting to come together. Do you kind of see where we're going? For the back, I take maybe like the bottom quarter and brush it down, and that's going to be the only fur that we keep. The rest I'm going to shave off. I didn't shave it down as short as the front. I kept it a little bit fluffy because I wanted it to be a bit, a bit fluffy and scrappy like an Aussie Shepherd. And then the drill, rinse and repeat for the other side. And then this should be what you're left with. This next part is optional if you've got the fur color you already like, but we're going to be airbrushing some details in. This is my incredibly cheap, shitty airbrush, but it does the job. And I do clog it all the time because I don't actually use airbrush paints. I use watered down acrylic paints, and that's definitely the reason why it's clogging all the time. But shut up. So I'm just using black paint and saturating areas that I want it to be more black, and then using the white to shine through to make that grey colour. At this point, my airbrush did clog up entirely and I couldn't use it anymore, so my backup is eyeshadow. I also feel like this goes without saying, but I'll mention it anyway. Please do not sell ears if you've used your own eyeshadow on them. Just for personal use only. I also wouldn't fully recommend eyeshadow anyway, just because it transfers a lot easier than paint does. But clearly you can use it in a pinch. Now it's time to wrap those babies onto a headband. So using the wire that sticks out of the ears, I'm just carefully wrapping that around the serrated edges of the headband, and just fiddle with it until it looks right. You'll get it, I promise. If all goes well, you should be left with something like this. Despite the airbrush difficulties, I am very happy with how they turned out, and as you can see, you can pose them how you want. I hope this was useful and not too incoherent. And once again, a reminder, this is based on Kinpatsu Cosplay's tutorial. But if you do follow this or found inspiration, I would love to see what you make, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.
How to make my Barbosa Deo. What you'll need: first draw your outline on foam and cut, wiggle, glue junk things on with space for movement, all noise, boy. Cut a hole for belt there, important. Cut the first sleeve and sew. Fair, make hole for belt all the way through. Cut belt with thing to like the tail and sew. So to tail all the way. Cut beast is on the end. Roar. And voila. Whack, 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 whack.